Hello, and welcome to this week's podcast. This week is all about emotional healing, some practical tips and insights for that. My name's Neil Robson from Faversham Hypnotherapy. So emotional healing is a transformative journey that many of us can embark on. We're going to do it at various points in our lives, whether it's the pain of past trauma, grief of a significant loss, or the kind of lingering effects of long-term stress or anxiety. And the process of healing is deeply personal. It's often challenging. However, it is an opportunity for growth, self-discovery. Now, we will explore some practical tips that can support you on a journey of emotional healing. Each of these strategies are designed to help you process and release emotional pain. Okay, build up some resilience, ultimately move towards a place of peace and acceptance. So the first step is to acknowledge and accept your emotions, because often we're taught to suppress or ignore our feelings, particularly those that are uncomfortable or painful. However, emotional healing requires us to face our emotions head on. Okay, so practice mindfulness. See, mindfulness is a powerful tool for becoming more aware of your emotions. And by practicing mindfulness, you can observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. And this allows you to acknowledge what you're experiencing without being overwhelmed by it. Now, sometimes simply naming the emotion you're feeling can have a powerful effect. For example, if you're feeling sad, you say to yourself, I am feeling sad. This practice helps to validate your emotions and it can reduce their intensity. Sounds odd, but it works. Now, it's important to give yourself permission to feel your emotions fully. Avoid the temptation to push your feelings away or distract yourself from them. Instead, sit with them, even if they're uncomfortable. Emotions are like waves. They kind of rise and they peak and they eventually subside. So self-compassion, being able to practice self-compassion, okay? It's about being kind and understanding towards yourself, especially obviously when times are difficult. Many of us, we are our own harshest critics, and this self-criticism, it can hinder emotional healing. Practicing self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and care that you would offer to a close friend. Okay? So, using positive self-talk, pay attention to your inner dialogue. Challenge any negative self-talk. So, that's about replacing self-critical thoughts with positive, affirming ones. For example, instead of saying, "Oh, I'm such a failure," you could say, I'm doing my best, and that's enough. So self-compassion also involves taking care of your physical and emotional and mental well-being. So make time for activities you enjoy, whether it's just taking a relaxing bath or spending time outside in nature or, engaging in a hobby. Now, holding on to guilt or shame can be a major obstacle to emotional healing. Practicing, forgiving yourself for past mistakes or shortcomings. Remember that you are human and making mistakes is a natural part of being one. So while emotional healing is a deeply personal journey, it doesn't have to be a solitary one. Connecting with others can provide that support. It can provide perspective, whether it's through friends or family or support groups. Sharing your experiences and feelings with others can help you feel less alone, more understood. So being engaged as well, being engaged in something like creative expression, okay? So this is a powerful way to process and release emotions. Whether it's, again, just through writing or painting or music or any other form of art, creativity allows you to express your feelings in a way that words alone often can't. So engaging in creative activities can be incredibly therapeutic and can provide a healthy outlet for those emotions. Now, another tip you might want to try, or you may already be doing it, is starting that journal. Writing in a journal is a great way to explore your thoughts and your feelings, and you don't need to worry about, your grammar or the structure of it. Just let your thoughts just flow onto the page. Journaling can help you gain clarity and insight into your emotions, okay? We talked about creating art, whether it's painting or drawing or sculpting. Just focusing on the process can change the way you feel emotionally. You could use music as well. Consider creating just a playlist of songs that resonate with your feelings. You can play your own music. Playing an instrument or singing can also be cathartic. Now, another good tip is about meditation. And these practices can help you cultivate a sense of inner peace, emotional balance. They can encourage you to be present in the moment, okay? Allowing you to simply observe your thoughts and your feelings without, again, becoming overwhelmed. So you could start with simple breathing exercises. You could do the guided meditations, or you could do that mindful observation, Another good tip is the physical activities, okay? Just finding an activity you can enjoy. And the key to making this kind of exercise a regular part of your routine is finding something that you do enjoy. It could be walking or swimming, dancing, yoga, weightlifting. You could use anything. So incorporating movement into your day. Now, if you're short on time, you can find small ways to incorporate movement into your day. You could simply take the stairs instead of the lift, go for a walk during your lunch break, or just simply do some gentle stretching before bed. See, even small amounts of physical activity have a positive effect on your mood. That's right. So you can also practice what we call mindful movement. And mindful movement practices are things like yoga or Tai Chi. They combine a physical activity with mindfulness, allowing you to connect with your body and emotions on a deeper level. Now, these can help you release tension, improve your focus, and promote that sense of inner calm. So, with these tips, we're going to look at establishing healthy boundaries, okay? Identifying your needs. Take some time to reflect on what you need in order to feel emotionally safe and supported, okay? Now, this might include setting limits on how much you spend with certain people, saying no to requests that feel overwhelming, or taking time for yourself to recharge, okay? Once you've identified your needs, you can communicate them clearly to others. Be assertive but respectful. Don't be afraid to stand your ground. Remember that it's okay to prioritise your own well-being, and that's you taking control. So establishing boundaries, it's an act of self-respect. It's important to honour your own needs and feelings, even if it means disappointing other people. Trust that by taking care of yourself, you're also creating this healthier and more authentic relationship, okay, with yourself and others. So, next thing we're going to just look at quickly is practicing the gratitude, because this is a powerful emotion and it can transform your perspective, promote that emotional healing. And by focusing on the positive aspects of your life, you can shift your attention away from pain and negativity and create a more balanced and optimistic mindset. Okay. Again, you can keep a gratitude journal. Just taking a few moments, write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And this can be big or small. Anything from a kind gesture to witnessing a lovely sunset. See, over time, this practice can help you cultivate a more positive outlook on life. Okay. Now, expressing gratitude to others, taking time to express gratitude to the people in your life. It could be a simple saying thank you to people. You could pick up the phone, talk to someone you haven't spoken to for a while. See, letting others know that you appreciate them can strengthen your relationship and bring more positivity into your life. Now, the other thing is about focusing on the present moment. Gratitude is closely linked to mindfulness. And by focusing on the present moment and appreciating what you have right now, you can reduce the feelings of anxiety about the future or the regret about the past. That's right. So, another really good tip that's going to help this emotional healing is creating this kind of healing environment around you. Okay, and you can start by simply decluttering your space. Okay, because a cluttered space, it can contribute to feelings of stress and overwhelm again. So you could take time to just declutter your home, right? Removing items that no longer serve you, getting rid of the rubbish, creating a more organised environment for yourself. You can add elements to your space that promote relaxation, and this might include soft lighting or calming colours, it could be plants or artwork. You kind of get the gist of it. And if possible, you can designate a specific area in your house, okay, as a healing space. And this could just be a corner of the room where you meditate, or you sit down, you write your journal, or you can engage in other self-care practices, so breathing exercises, things like that. Having a dedicated space for healing can help you establish a routine and create a sense of this sanctuary. So there's a few tips to be getting on with for the emotional healing. Look out for the emotional healing meditation. I'll release that Sunday afternoon. And last thing to say is look after yourself, and thank you for listening.